Hi, my name is Aris, and today we are going to talk about how you can get yourself featured on interviews and podcasts with NinjaOutreach. And right here in front of me is the written guide. Now you can do it. And as usual, if you prefer reading through this guide rather than watching the video, go ahead and click the link on the description of this video, and you will be redirected right to this guide. But if you prefer watching this video, then stay on. Now, back in the day, we used to run a lot of these types of outreach. We were looking for websites or blogs that has a podcast or interviews to get the former CEO and co-founder Dave in these podcasts. And there are a few examples in here. We were doing it simply because we wanted to generate more traffic to the website, and we also wanted to build exposure for the brand itself, for Ninja Outreach. And today we're going to talk about how you can easily find these opportunities using NinjaOutreach. Let's proceed. Right here in front of me is the search. Under the promotion opportunities, you can search for websites and blogs that has a podcast by using simple keywords. Think of the general niche. For example, let's use travel podcast as a keyword in here. Just hit enter, and you'll have a list of websites right in here that contains these keywords, which is travel podcast. Now, to narrow down the search, you just need to click on this filter button at the top right and then select podcast in the featured pages in here over to the left. And then the next thing that you want to do is, of course, you want to check each of these blog posts or these podcasts that you have in here. For example, in this one, in the lead card, at the bottom of the lead card, you will see that there is a podcast link. And if you click it, you should be redirected to the page where they publish all their podcasts, which is right here. And it looks good. In any case, what you want to do next is you want to qualify them based on your criteria. Can I fit into this podcast based on the expertise that I have? So that's the reason why you need to select the general niche. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, that'd be easier. You can just type in entrepreneur and then podcast, and then filter it by the featured pages right in here, which is a podcast. But if you are very specific to the niche where you want to appear, for example, this one, travel, you have to qualify them first before saving them. And to save them, you simply have to click on the checkbox at the left of the lead card and click on Save All. And you can type in travel podcast. You can create the list in the process while you're saving. Now I'm just saving one lead. But if I wanted to save them all, I just simply have to click on Save All. If I want to save them all to check later, I just simply have to click on Save All, and I have the option to save all the leads, which is the first 5,000 results, or the first 50 right here in front of me. Let's just save the first 50. Now I have 50 leads in the list. Now, let's say, for example, you are looking for an interview. It follows the same process. For example, let's type in here entrepreneur as the keyword, and you see all these websites who publish or who publish something around the keyword entrepreneur. Next thing that you want to do is you want to filter the list by the featured page, which is interviews. Now, once you've done that, it follows the same process as the podcast when you were looking for podcasts. What you can do is you can check the interviews that they have, and it says in here for the first lead, it says asianentrepreneur.org, all interviews. That's a good thing because they are interviewing entrepreneurs, and yep, founders and co-founders in here, CEOs. So if you think you're a good fit for this particular type of outreach for the specific niche, which is entrepreneurship, then simply add them all to your list. Again, to add it, this is the button that you need to save. You can save all of them, save the lead that you have selected, save the first 50 leads, or save all of the result, and you can create a new list in the process. Now, let's say, essentially, that's the idea on how you can find them, but do not forget to check each of those pages to see if you can fit in, because there might be certain topics that they are talking about that, well, as for me, if I was going into a podcast or an interview, I would like to know the kind of topic that they are talking about, or they have talked about in the past, for me to know if I can be in that podcast and deliver. So there. The next thing that you want to do is that, let's say you're done with qualifying the leads and you have saved all the leads that you need in a certain list. Now you're ready for outreach. The next thing that you want to do is you want to head over to the outreach tab at the top and select templates. Now, once you are in the template, the next thing that you need to think of is writing the template and perhaps a couple of follow-ups so that you got all bases covered. Just click on the create template button at the top left of your screen and then simply load the template in here. Write the template that you have in mind for this particular outreach if you already have one, or load one of these pre-written template. I'd suggest that you select the first one because this is something that we've used in the past and it has worked well for us. We got ourselves featured in some. We got Ninja Outreach, or specifically Dave, featured in certain interviews and podcasts in the past. You just need to tweak it a little bit. Custom field right in here and a fallback in case the lead doesn't have a first name, and introduce yourself in the first couple of paragraphs, and then tell them the reason why you're reaching out. Also, tell them what you want to talk about in the interview in the podcast. So that's basically it. You just need to tweak it a little bit in order for this to fit your actual need, and then click on save when you're done, and you should have a template ready. And the next thing that you want to do is you want to go to the auto sending tab to schedule an automated campaign. To do that, just hover your mouse pointer at the outreach tab at the top left of your Ninja Outreach screen and click on auto sending, which is right here. Assuming that you've created a couple of follow-ups and a template, it's now time for you to schedule a campaign. And this big green button at the top of your screen, just click on it and you will be redirected to a new page, which is the campaign scheduler page. And just simply need to select the list, travel, podcast, select your email. If you haven't integrated your email yet, there's a guide on how you can integrate an email in the description of this video. Just click on that link and it will show you how you can do this. Now, let's say you have the email integrated. Now it's time to select the template. Interview, podcast request, the example I've shown you earlier. And then once that is done, you will see all the leads that has an email. There are 50 leads in the list, but only 41 of them has an email. So this is the next thing that you want to do is you want to select the number of emails that you'd like to send per day. Just slide this slider and then choose whether you want to send it now or send it at a later date by choosing the date here and the time that you want to send it. Let's see, I'd like to send it at 9 a.m. and then I'd like to send it only between Mondays and Friday. And then select a couple of follow-up templates in here. For example, if we select a follow-up template, by default, it should be sending after 3 days, and you can select the number of days you want the second follow-up to go out. So, and once you are done, you can simply check the leads to see if there's anything wrong. This actually looks good. If they don't have, if there's a missing field that you've included in there, for example, some notes and some leads didn't have a note, it will show in here and you can edit it as you go before you actually launch the campaign. And when you're done, simply click on launch campaign and then sit back and wait for those replies to come in. That's essentially how you find opportunities to get yourself featured on interviews and podcasts. That's also how you can create a template for it, and that's also how you schedule an automated email campaign. Now, if you still have any questions, specifically about your podcast and interview outreach campaign, just send us a message and we will reply as soon as we can. Again, my name is Aris, and if you'd like to reach out to me directly, you can email me at aris@ninjaoutreach.com. And thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I am signing off now.